What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another live Thursday show on Go Road Garage. Yeah. Schmidt is on time for once in his life. Congratulations, Schmidt. What up, Dave Soul? What up, Joseph Moore? What's going on, everybody? We got an awesome show for you tonight. And by awesome, it means we're doing a giveaway. About to fire this thing off. I'm in a great mood, Schmidt. I am. It's been a slow but good week. I've got no complaints. We're going to kick this thing off right. What do I think of the Old Fans ECU system? Oh, Arizona green tea, man. I'm addicted. Been addicted for 30 years. So, big fan. Yeah, we're doing a raffle. Would anybody listen if I complain? No. Because I wouldn't. I mean, you guys would. Because I would save all my complaining until Thursday night and then just unload it all on you. You poor souls that were stuck listening to me. You chose to be here. Oh, fast ECU? I've never worked with one, Day the Soul. To be honest with you. Just never hit the radar. So, don't really know much about them. I know I can give you insight. Like, it cracks me up. It's Edelbrock's EFI branch, essentially. So, it's like Holley EFI's competitor from Edelbrock. And so, I'm going to go on record here. If it's an EFI system that's made by one of these big companies that own 20 or 30 or 40 other companies, it's not going to be good. It might be easy, it might be quick, it might be cheap, but it's not good. You know, it's going to be lacking in a lot of ways. So, honestly, and so I'll just leave it at that. Great place to learn how to tune Terminator X is going to be Joe Simpson, Glenn. So, as far as I know, his YouTube channel is still just Joe Simpson, which is spelled how it sounds. Joe Simpson. Yep, Joe Simpson. So search Joe Simpson. His actual YouTube name is Joe Simpson at Tempest. Big fan, Joe. He's been on the show a few times. We need to get him back on. It's been a long time since we've had Joe on here. So, who else we got in here? We got Gail, we got De La Soul, Joseph Moore, of course, Schmidt. There's got to be more than you four guys in here. It says there's at least 10 more people. Shout out. Shout it out. Join the raffle. Exclamation point raffle. And, Camaro, okay, so the Camaro's running all right. Last weekend I worked on, there's an oil leak on the transmission adapter. I don't like it. I think we're going to end up having to take the transmission cooler adapter off and tap them. Because I don't know how it'd work. And then I did oil changes on it and stuff. It's in kind of a limbo state right now because I'm in the middle of doing the Dakota Digital gauges. Dakota Digital has sent me a R&D version of the interface for the core to work with their digital gauges to test out. They sent it to me and did not include the cables. So they're going to have to get the cables to me. I did not see Matt Sanford's video about tuning with ChatGPT unless it's an old one. Does he have a new one out? I go back and forth. I'll be honest with you. Let's see. Videos. Matt Sanford. Must be one of his older ones. Because he hasn't done a video in 4 months. I go back and forth. So, like, sometimes I use ChatGPT. But then sometimes I don't like. I don't like the answers it gives because it's not always right. I use it more as a reference. You know, if I'm like stumbling over an issue and I've exhausted everything that I can. What up, Andrew? Uh, you know, I'll ask it. I'm like, here's what I've got going on. Here's the series ECU. You know, essentially dig into it and see if it points out something that I haven't thought of. But thanks, Grim. Welcome to the live stream. Make sure to join the raffle. Exclamation point raffle, get you in on it. We'll do it at the end of the show. We'll run until about 8:30, and somebody will get a Summit Racing $50 gift card. And if you are like Andrew and you live in Australia or something like that, we'll figure out something else that's Australian that works for you and get you the equivalent of $50 in Australian, which is what, like $500,000 now? $50 gift card winner. Be like hitting the lottery in Australia and Canada. Thanks, James. Say hello back to everybody. Good to see you. Hey, Mike. So, now that the smoke monster is gone, I've got more space for activities. So much space for activities. I've got the Camaro up on the lift, and I had left the original trans pan on, and the oil filter is built into the trans pan, so I went to a aftermarket trans pan with a replaceable oil filter and did a fluid swap on the transmission and did a fluid swap on the LS3, which, I mean, maybe 10 miles on it now, but, you know, I was underneath it. I was like, let's just do it. And, yeah, so I need to get down to design the center console. That's going to be the big thing, so. Yeah. We talked about it some. And in fact, he kind of what steered me into utilizing ChatGPT. Now, I'll be honest with you. I pay for the $200 a month ChatGPT thing, but I find myself, I use it a lot more on the programming side. I love the programming, implementation, stuff like that. Well, the cool thing about it is, since Justin has the Smoke Monster now, we get to sit around work and I get to look at his parts list that he's buying, since I work with Justin, the new owner. So he's literally sits in the office next to me. Am I going to 3D print it, Schmidt? Originally I thought I would, but I think now I'm going to design it and send it out to one of these 3D printing companies that can do large format 3D prints, as opposed to doing it myself in like 6 pieces. I'm going to have them do like the shell of it, and then since it's going to be modular, it's going to have modular sections in there for like the shift plate and gauges and the radio and stuff like that. Those I'll print out and they'll fit in there, kind of like, you know, dash blanks that you would have. Used it to help me write my reviews for people at work. I do, and that's something else. Like, I have to do what am I thinking? Oh, I've got some training, and like it's got this big book. It's a leadership training thing. I won't get into it, but I just have it summarize the chapter for me. No, that's Corey. That is my co-pilot on Rocky Mountain Race Week. He's back in Oklahoma. He's a lifelong buddy from the home state. Justin's my dude up here. He's the one that raced motorcycles. And he's the one that actually helped me do the cage on the Smoke Monster. He's the one that did all the TIG welding on the cage. So it's funny though, because we were talking before he bought it. And he's like, man, if I had that thing, I'd be driving it all the time, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, bro, I don't think you understand just how uncomfortable this car is. It's loud, it's noisy, it's fumy, it is more race car than street car. And he came in today and he's like, yeah, I took it around the block yesterday. He's like, that thing is is a bit much. And I was like, I told you. So he's going to make it a little bit more streetable. Yeah. It changes bad words to fancy words. Uh-oh, what happened, Ken? What happened to the Camaro? You didn't blow it up, did you? Steven, Terminator X good for Gen 5 DI stuff. Have they integrated a DI module? I've not followed the Terminator X stuff. I mean, acceptable. I will say it's acceptable if they have a module. As I said, I'm so out of the Holly world. I just not a fan. Okay, they do have direct injection kits now. Okay, now and I'm assuming that it has a separate module. Yep, the GDI controller. And it's just because the injectors are high impedance injectors, essentially, so they take a lot of juice to run. Yeah, Mike, I'll do some videos on the console design. I'll go through the scanning, stuff like that. What do you mean I pray I didn't blow it up? What'd you do? Yeah, it's direct injection, so you're pushing against cylinder pressures. So, Frank, going to Hot Rod Drag Week. Hoping to get to MIR for a day to spectate. Yeah. I still want to do Hot Rod Drag Week, but it's clearly not happening this year because I'm just enjoying not having any kind of time frame that I have to work in. Still dialing in my D-Shores fuel pump module, drop my max command to 85, I still have a solid 75 at wide open throttle. Oh, okay, you pray you don't. I don't blow it up. I read that as didn't. I was like, oh, wait a second, what happened? Last time I looked at one of your logs, everything looked good. So 85%. Gotcha. I didn't know that DW had a fuel pump module. But are you just talking about the duty cycle that you're sending to it, Schmidt? That's what I'm assuming you're talking about. Help! Dan says, help! Still trying to get my 2011 L99 started after a DOD and VVT. Commanded throttle is 26. And commanded air fuel is 4.1 to 1. That's okay, Dan, so that's normal. That's normal to have it command super rich. So whenever you're cold starting something, it commands a ton of fuel during cranking. Now, did you go through and lower your cranking VE by 20% right off the bat? Because generally, I mean, it's what I still trying. We talked about your cam. I don't remember what it is because I can't remember what I ate for dinner. You know how that goes. Generally on a cam swap, that's all that you really have to adjust to at least get fired up. Now, I will say, if you're not trying to fire it first time in closed loop, maybe turn closed loop back on and lower it where closed loop comes on right away. Make sure that there's no temperature limits keeping it from going on there, and let closed loop do it. ThinkPad T14 Gen 5 i7 32 gig, right? Oh yeah, James, I'll last you for a decade. I mean, technically, I've got laptops that are 20 years old that will tune. It may be painful, but they will tune. Pulled pork bao buns. I dig it. Did you make them or did you buy them? Did you do the pulled pork? You want to impress me? Tell me you barbecue up that pork yourself, Andrew? Ah, man, stuff is like crack. Okay, BTR Stage 2. I've mentioned other than VAST-COD and VVT. Yeah, okay, so go into airflow, general, and there will be a cranking VE table. You're on a 2011, so it will be 100% across the board. And essentially what that says is that as part of the cranking equation, use 100% of the VE table to calculate the fuel, and then it has somewhere in there a multiplier for cold start and jazz like that, and that's where you're getting that 4.14, which is not crazy. But at 100% with a cam, especially a stage 2 cam, you're going to be way too rich because the cam has lost so much efficiency at that low RPM. You're talking about 200 RPMs. The cam basically can't breathe if there's any overlap at 200 RPMs. You know, we got to get the RPMs higher before. So for a stage 2, you can drop that down. I would start at either 75% or 80. This is the cranking VE table, the whole table. Just highlight the whole table, take it from 100 down to 80. Give that a shot. That'll probably get you fired up. Okay? That's the big thing whenever we go over to cams. As long as there's not a lot of other stuff doing, just lower that cranking VE table. Dual 300cc pumps. Flowing that fuel. Yeah, exactly. So, I bought a new tuning laptop, or a new tuning tablet this week. And it's basically a gaming tablet. The thing is a beast. It's, what is it, the Asus Flow Z13. And so I'd been working on a Microsoft Surface Pro 11, but it has a Snapdragon processor, which is that architecture works fine in Windows, but older programs just would not work for it. Like I was trying to use it with my Modbus scanner, and the drivers wouldn't work and stuff like that. And so I had to get back to something that was a true x86, x64 architecture chip. And so I got this Flow Z13 tablet, and I'm in love with it. It is expensive, a little more expensive than I want to be throwing around in my car. Yeah, they're about $2,000. Yeah, ARM. ARM processors are great because they're so low wattage and but they do have their hang-ups with compatibility with older LS stuff. So, let's see, what did I miss? I'm just about ready to start my Gen 3 LQ4. Thanks for your help. Well, thanks for watching, Rob. Heavily modded with 11.5 to 1. Nice. Good compression ratio with big cam. Show tune map for speed density. Just your setup on something like that, get it running on speed density first. The math will be super simple once you have it run speed density. You will fight speed density for a while, especially down low with the big cam. But remember, in the pyramid, speed density is the foundation, and then math is the peak. So tune the foundation first. Oh, yep, that's exactly what's going on, Dan. Have to disable a fuel pump to get started. That's because it's overfueling. So, Kyle, can I wire wideband directly into my P01 and have good logging results on the EGR pin? Yes. EGR, AC high pressure inputs. Those are your two that I know of. But honestly, you don't need two. You really don't, because you can't control fueling bank to bank on factory ECUs. So just run one. Make sure you don't have any leaks on the other one, or stuff like that. Count your misfires, you'll be fine. But you're on the right track. Big thing is, make sure your gauge matches the scanner, because if it doesn't, you've got some offset in there because it's analog. and you need to adjust for the offset. Gen 3 LSLQ4 truck Norris cam runs idle good, but on cold half warm starts the idle drop about 200 RPMs a few seconds, starts to jump back to where it should be. That's an interesting one, Aaron. What I'm missing the tune? There could be about 5 different things that can cause stuff like that. I would double check. Okay, let me ask you this. You're on Gen 3. Are you on drive-by cable or drive-by-wire? That's going to be the big thing. Yeah, Mark. If software works with ARM, it works great. And as I said, the battery lasts for days. Grim, I'm looking at building a BMW with 5.3 for drifting. The company that sells the swap kit also offers a Holley Terminator X with harness or Haltech EU with harness. Not sure what. If you're the difference is okay. So if you're having to choose between Holley Terminator X or Haltech, there is no choice. You go Haltech. 1000% Rebel LS over the Terminator X every single day of the week. I had a buddy of mine just put it on his C10, Haltech Rebel LS. Dude knows nothing about cars. Thing fired up first time. Oh, mercy, Schmidt. Trying to figure out where we're getting a 20% fallout rate on chips. Okay, drive-by-wire, check your base idle airflow. That's your first step that you want to. Hey, super slow. Long time no see. That's the first thing you want to check is make sure your base idle airflow looks good. Get the thing up and running. Get a good baseline and adjust it up. Your base idle airflow is low. I can tell already because it's always low. It's probably around 50. It's going to be under idle on the second tab. I can't remember what the second tab, not the airflow, but whatever the next one is. Hey, 7. Yeah, so that whole table, I bump it up. Just bump it up until the thing starts hanging. Then you know you've hit your limit. Camaro says he loves his Rebel, and I believe it. Next tune has K&N mounted to the throttle body right behind a big electric fan on radiator. Has bad hot starts. Bob. It sounds like the Camaro right now, which the thing just totally gulps in hot air. And just, yeah. That's a great starting point, Aaron. If you run into issues, jump over to the Patreon, join the $25 tier, shoot me logs and tunes, and we can work through it. That will be easier, but just try that as a first step. Oh, mercy, 7. Try and figure out Universal Patcher or Tuner Pro data logging. What are you using with the Tuner Pro? Let me ask you that. It's not one of the new Russ EFI units, is it? Have you guys seen this Russ EFI unit that's making the rounds? The new one for the E38? I don't think he's got it on the... Oh, yeah, he does. Here, let's just... We'll jump to the whiteboard. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. Open source. Literally. You come in here and... Is this crazy or what? Congratulations, Russ. 411 torque head P59. Oh my God. Okay. So let me ask you this: if you're running a 411 torque head on a P59, what are you? Oh, you're trying to tune it with OB8, dude. Save yourself a lot of hassle and just spend the money and get HP tuners. Your life will be 1,000% easier. 7. I've actually tuned one of those setups, and it tuned fairly well. Where's the back button here? What do you say? 3D printed case. Board's got a little SD card reader on it. Yeah, $800. Plug and play. I don't know if it talks to any of the other modules. I've not dug into it all. A buddy of mine down in Texas has bought a couple of them. He's getting ready to install one on SS. This is a plug and play standalone ECU for the E38. Uses Tuner Pro. So, right away, listen, Tuner Pro is a necessary evil, but I'm not a fan of it. It's been around forever. And what it does, it does perfectly fine, but it is such an antiquated setup. Tuner Pro. Well, I don't know. Maybe it does use Tuner Studio. I asked if it used Tuner Pro, and they said that the guy that was telling me about it said, yeah, it's Tuner Pro. I assume most of the open source stuff is. Okay, so it has direct OEM dash control without BCM, direct cruise control input without BCM. That's makes me wonder, like, oh no. Because, like, if it's not talking to the BCM, it's not going to integrate. Oh, so you're right, Mark, Tuner Studio. So the guy told me Tuner Pro just didn't know what he's talking about. But granted, he's not in this world. He doesn't do tuning stuff, really, so. So, yeah, dude, I don't know anything about OBDX Pro. And as I said, it's one credit. I would just pony up 7 and buy HP tuners. It works perfectly fine with HP tuners. You'll be able to use HP Tuner Scanner and the editor to make your changes, and it's worth the money. Spend a little bit of money to get to that platform. Your life will be a lot easier. Any gains going from a ported 87mm CTSV throttle body to a ported 90mm LS7 throttle body? The easiest way to tell, well, Schmidt, on your setup, I don't know. Probably not. I mean, if you're running on factory heads, no. Yeah. Just interface. And that's probably why he's using Tuner Pro RT. Or something like that. But getting that to log, I don't know. Because that's such an interesting thing. Such an interesting thing. Yeah, I know it's very DIY. And obviously I'm all about DIY, don't get me wrong. I love it whenever people figure this stuff out and make it work on DIY. It's just at some point in time, if you are reinventing a wheel, it's just not worth it. You know, if the wheel's already so good. That answer your question, Bob? Has logging on RT, but no wires to hook wideband like HP Tuner does. So in that case, you'll have to figure out some way of doing a serial interface, but then at the same time, I don't know if RT would allow a serial interface to work. It's a very interesting question. Like, No, Mark. What are you trying to link? We don't allow links in here for obvious reasons. I don't even know if I can turn that back on, but do a long term, type it out. I'm going to resume entries. We've only got 12 people in on the Summit gift card giveaway, so join right now! Exclamation point raffle. Oh, PCMhacking.net. Yeah. I can't spell. There you go. There you go. Mark's got you. Mark's got you 7. Mark is a lot more in the world of open source and doing this kind of off into the weeds, figuring stuff out kind of jazz. The stuff that I used to like to do when I had more time to do it. So, I just don't have the time to do DIY like I used to. So, okay. Only one more person? Seriously, nobody wants a $50 Summit gift card. I'm giving away a $50 Summit gift card. Exclamation point raffle. There's like 20 of you that are not in this raffle. You're just giving it away. I can already tell right now. Joseph Moore's going to win. There's Mark. It's super slow, doesn't? There's Shane. We're getting some people in here. Come on now. Nice try, Shane. You are already in the raffle. Everybody, I want you to type exclamation point raffle. Ugh, edit hex code. That's one thing that I wish I understood better is diving into the world of, I would love to be able to create definition files for bins by going through Xcode and stuff like that. So I just do not like the guys that first created the definition files for bins so you can use programs like Tuner Pro, like, and granted, the old ECUs were not that complicated. There wasn't that many tables and stuff like that going on. But to think that they, like, back whenever it was chip tuning was one thing. Then whenever we got into controllers that actually had microprocessors on them and guys are going through all that hex code, and it's not even that they figured out where tables were in the hex code, but how to define them and how to make the adjustments. Exactly, 7. I'm like you, man. Turn wrenches and stomp pedals. Gravitas, no space between exclamation and raffle. I'll give you a couple more minutes because it's 8:26. We're gonna wrap at 8:30 on the dot. So Bob says, I've made a fair amount of changes with HB Tuners to prepare for my startup. I haven't touched the VE tables yet. Any general suggestions for a high compression big cam startup? I feel like this is the question of the day. Not Bob, Rob. I was reading your name over on my this instead of here. Rob, yes. Cranking VE. If the cam is a crazy, healthy cam, depending, whatever it is, go to your cranky VE, lower it by 25%. If it's a Gen 4, it's going to be 100% across the board, knock that down to 75. If it's a Gen 3, it'll look like another VE table, just multiply it by 0.75. Anthony, trying to get rid of the limiter. Make sure that the limiter, there's a drop-down box. I don't remember what it's called. You have to change the drop-down box from serial to calibration or something like that for it to take into effect. It's been so long since I've done a limiter delete. Somebody will probably pipe in and be like, oh yeah, it's this. But yeah, go to your limiter and change that to calibration and then make sure all of them are set, to 255 miles an hour or whatever speed you want to kill yourself at. Yeah, there is a couple of tables. I'm guessing he probably maxed that out, but the drop down one is, you gotta get it. So, okay, this is the last call. We're looking better. We got 21 in here out of 40 that are in the drawing. If you don't know whether or not you're in the drawing, just hit exclamation point raffle, all one word, one more time. Make sure you're in the drawing for the $50 giveaway. And that's a great idea, Mike, because you're talking about, you can, since it's an old one, you could do a MPVI1 or an MPVI2, which you probably pick up for $100 if you've got Marketplace or something like that. And then it's 2 credits for the old stuff. But it's easy. It's just as easy to find parameters in HP tuners. Okay, we're okay. We're going to go on a side mission here. Get in the raffle! Exclamation point raffle. We're going to jump over to the whiteboard. Let me open up a file here. Let's go Gen 3. Got a 99 Camaro. So, tab system, yeah, bunch of stuff. But navigator. Does this look familiar? The navigator looks exactly like Tuner Pro. Most people don't even know that this exists. Yeah, Shane, you got 3 tickets because you're a member. Members get benefits, brah. Most people don't even know this exists. And it's searchable. So we've been talking a lot about cranking VE. Hey, look, here's all of my cranking VE stuff. And then I click on this and it just opens it up. Look how easy this is. This is for the people that are using Tuner Pro. This looks exactly like Tuner Pro. You just can't open up multiple. Well, you probably, maybe you can open up. No, you can't open up multiple windows. Yeah. So, very much, and I'll be honest with you, 7. HP Tuners is based on Tuner Pro. That's where they started whenever they started developing HP Tuners, is because the guy that started HP Tuners was using Tuner Pro for everything. And so it's very much laid out like Tuner Pro. And that's why if you have user-defined parameters, you have to use Tuner Pro to open up your XDF file. Like, I don't even know what this, yeah, I was about to say, I don't even know why I have an XDF in here. I don't even know what that is for, but obviously it's not for this one. I don't sell credits, but you can use my code. GoRope. I don't remember what my HP Tuners code is. I don't remember what any of my codes are. But any order over $100, I think you get a free T-shirt, right? But you can get your credits anywhere. I should, Mike, I should probably ask them, why am I not selling credits? I do, Schmidt, I'm telling you, most people don't even know it exists. And the crazy thing is you can go a step further, and you can do the template app thing and create custom templates and all kinds of stuff. I don't know if there's any variations in here. But where is the other one that you can do is your, favorites. You can have things added to favorites. So if you like go through and find the tables that you want, you can do it from the navigator also. Be like, okay, I'm working on airflow. I want to do the, we're in DTC. I want to do MAF and VE so I can add my MAF calibration. There's our chart. Oh, I guess you can't right click on it here, but you can come up here and click this and add it to favorites. And then we'll add our VE table. And then we'll maybe throw in our cranking VE because we've been talking about it. Then, whenever we come up to favorites, boom, here's all of our... This is a little bit wonky, though, because... But you can have all of your favorites in one place also. Okay. Let me check. I think it's time to do it. So... okay, Rob, that reminds me I need to order new decals. I've had hats on order since February. They still have not shipped. I've got to reach back out to them. Like, I reached out to them. It's like, oh, yeah, the hat color combination you wanted was not in stock. Then I reached back out, and it's like, prices have gone up since you ordered them. I'm like, that's not my problem. That's yours. Like... Well, they make it so easy through the HP Tuners interface to buy the credits, and they basically are instantly loaded on. I just don't see an issue. I don't see a reason. But my wife in particular was like, you need to get new decals. And I was like, yeah, I want to do like 3 or 4 variations of decals, get them all printed out at the same time. So I will try and remember next week to design some new decals stuff. Yeah, I sold my Alien Tech, TJ. I would have offered it to you back in the day. Yeah, exactly. Inflation. Okay. I'm closing down the raffle. TJ, did you get in the raffle? I know you're made of money, so you probably didn't. But we got a $50 Summit gift card raffle going. I'm getting ready to do the drawing. I'm going to close the entries in exclamation point raffle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Entries! Oh, James Anderson. Oh. Are you in here? Okay, you're already in there, James. You're good. You're good. I was about to say. Okay, winner, chicken dinner. Rob MacArthur, congratulations, brother. I know Rob's still in here. We were just talking about decals. Rob, I tell you what. If you want your $50 gift card, you got to email me. But for you, in particular, I want you to say in the email, hey, dummy, don't forget to order new decals. So email me at info@Garage. Give me your information, and I will get you a $50 Summit gift card. Okay, listen, everybody. It's been a great Thursday night. I appreciate everybody as always. Well, here's the other thing. You get a used one, and you don't even need to buy credits, and you could still log with it for free. But nonetheless, yes, exactly. No, Rob's got to put it in the email to me that says, hey, dummy, don't forget to order new decals. Listen, everybody, thanks again. I will see you next Thursday night where we'll be talking about tuning and all kinds of other shenanigans. I love it. We talked about all kinds of things that I didn't even expect to talk to you about tonight, besides cam startups, which we'll talk about that every weekend. That's totally cool. Or every Thursday. But thanks, everybody. You know the drill. Thanks for stopping by the garage. Remember, ABT, always be tuning.